Good evening, everyone. I'm Kristen, and this is my lovely husband.
Kevin?
Why didn't you introduce yourself first?
Because you were going first, but you had this look on your face, this grimace. You know the big purple guy from McDonald's?
I don't think a lot of people know who that is. Yes.
That's what I was just thinking when I said that. They don't have Grimace and Hamburglar and Birdie.
That's what I was going to ask you, Bertie. And Fry Guy.
Fry Guys.
Oh, there were more than one?
Yeah, they're all different color ones. Remember that?
No.
They were like little Muppet looking things.
All different color ghosts on Pac-Man, though. There was like
Fry Guys were before. Fry Guys were before Pac-Man.
Yeah, that was like the 70s, I think.
That was like the 60s.
Really?
That stuff started, yeah.
I mean, I wasn't around in the 60s.
I wasn't either.
My childhood was in the 80s.
Really?
Yeah.
1880s? Like the Oregon Trail? Were you on the Oregon Trail?
It's not funny. That was like a game, right? That was like the first computer game, right?
I don't know if it's the first one, but yeah, it was one of the first ones.
And what did you do on it?
I have no idea. I never played it in my life.
Wasn't it like loaded at school, like in the schools, in the first computers?
Don't remember that.
I think we did. I think we had it, but I don't really remember it.
Did you want that for Christmas?
Nope.
If I got you the Oregon Trail, I got you one of the big old like Tandy computers with the floppy disk that was like, I think like 12 by 12. It was like monstrous, and you had to put it in.
You know what's funny? You can probably fit an entire old computer, in like the size of a picture now on your phone.
Pretty close.
I mean, that's crazy if you think about it.
I mean, the camera on the iPhone's 12 megapixels? So, yeah, pretty close.
Yeah, it was a good analogy. I mean, you're not getting me a computer for Christmas.
No, I am. It's vintage. It's got the Oregon Trail. That's the only thing on it, because you put anything else on it, it's worthless.
You should be done Christmas shopping by now. It's getting pretty late.
Almost.
Almost. What is it, like 85%?
Are we talking about for you or for like everyone we're shopping for?
You told me you were done with me, so
I mean,
it should be 100%.
I'm always done with you, and then there's always something else.
That's what I did today. I ordered you something else.
I'm actually physically putting in the work of going to the store. I went to the mall today.
Yeah. The malls are busy.
Wasn't bad at all.
The mall I passed today was really busy.
The TJ Maxx was like 6 o'clock, 5:55 on Christmas Eve is what it felt like. There were so many people.
Oh, yeah.
I just left my crap there and left. But the mall wasn't bad.
So what did you leave? What did you have in your hand that you didn't cash out?
Well, it was for you.
Oh, so what did you leave?
I left you
that
another
didn't buy me
coffee syrup thing.
Oh, was it a mocha?
Yeah.
Mocha's my favorite, and I go through it way too quick, and I need it. It's essential in the kitchen, because sometimes I'll mix the mocha with something else. So like I got peppermint yesterday, which is good.
Well, this was kind of like it. It was chocolate peppermint bark.
Yeah, but you just got me peppermint bark.
But it wasn't chocolate.
Well, right. That's why I would get a mocha, because then I could mix the mocha with anything, and it would turn into chocolate peppermint bark. But if you just got me chocolate peppermint bark, I'm stuck with just chocolate peppermint bark.
You could just drink coffee.
But that's not the point of me drinking coffee.
Like coffee-flavored coffee.
That's fine if you like that.
I do.
Okay, well, I don't judge the people that like that, so.
That like that. Those people.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Like
hot bean water.
Like today, I got coffee because we had our white elephant for our Thursday group at our house.
We did have our white elephant today, and there were lots of gifts. It was so fun.
It was, but I got good stuff. I got like meat sticks and Black Rifle coffee. I mean, that's hard to beat.
The meat sticks, they were like exotic animal ones too, weren't they?
I mean, there was elk and boar, and I don't remember what the other one was. There was 4 of them, 2 elk, a boar, and I don't remember what the other one was. But the elk, I had one of those that was really, really good.
A buffalo, maybe?
I don't know. I don't remember. And Black Rifle's always good.
Yeah, it's one of your favorite coffees, isn't it?
It is.
I like the dark roast.
I like the dark roast too.
It goes really well when I put half a cup of cream in with it.
That's not coffee.
It's not half a cup. I was exaggerating.
It's a full cup.
No, it's not a full cup. I like coffee too. I don't put more.
Just a hint.
But no, it was really good to celebrate Christmas with our friends. And I like our small group that we have at our house because we have a lot of good relationships that we're building.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. It's having other people to do life with.
Yeah.
It's that whole Acts 2 thing where Jesus is gone. He's ascended. The disciples go out. They start preaching the word. And then you have the early church, which wasn't a building. It was just the gathering of the people doing life together. And that's what we do in our life groups. We do life. We lean on each other. We learn from each other. We do life together. We help each other.
I mean, even in our bigger groups, we still do life with everybody. It's just really nice having a community and a family. I think that's the one thing that as we've gone through the valleys or the trials in our relationship, we haven't always had people that would bring us up, that we could lean on, that were good influences in our life and cared for not just us, but our marriage too. So it's just really valuable to have those relationships.
Absolutely. And I think that what you said there, community, I think that's the key. That's like the church. It is a community. It's a community. It's a body of believers. It's not just like a little group here, a little group there. It's the people who you do life with. So when something happens at 1 a.m., you've got someone to call on to help you. Or when you're celebrating and life is good, when you're on those peaks and stuff like that, you've got people to celebrate with. And when you're going up, you've got people cheering you on. And when you're coming down, you've got people there to help guide you and everything.
Yeah, and I think it's also really, really valuable because, I mean, when you are making decisions that might not be the wisest decisions, you have people to hold you accountable for that. I mean, you're not doing everything in the dark without it being brought to light. When you are doing life with other people, they're there to pull you out of the ruts and the hard times too. And those are the people I think you have to look for. And I think, thinking back through our entire marriage, we have not always had good relationships in our lives with other people. And once we did, I mean, I feel like we see the difference. Do you agree?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's part of it, that you have to be careful when you choose those people.
Yeah.
It's not just the people in proximity. It may not be the people you work with. May not even be the people in your family. You can't always choose family. You can choose your friends, but you can't choose your family. And, your kids are one thing, and even your parents, you always have a relationship. But then you've got like aunts, uncles, cousins, and sometimes even parents and unfortunately even kids at times that are not good influences. They're not making wise choices. There's not doing things that you want your family around. The whole Genesis, when the man and woman, they leave and cleave and become a new family, that's your family. That's your primary responsibility. Your husband, your wife, your spouse. However, your kids, and then your kids, as much as you love them, everything, once they come of age, 18, 21, whatever, and they go out upon their own, then you can love them and you can help them, but you're not responsible for them. And you need to look back to the primary family, which is you and your spouse. And you don't want people who are bad influences in that, especially if you got kids, little kids, or even teenagers and adolescents and stuff. I mean, you don't want bad influences around them. You want them around positive people, positive influences. So you can try to help the people who aren't. That's good. But you need to surround yourself with people who are going to come alongside you and do life with you and bring you along as much as you're bringing them along. You can't bring everyone else along.
You know what I think is always interesting though, like as I'm listening to you talk about adult kids and as they leave in the Bible and the teaching of leave and cleave, it was always after they were getting married and moving on and creating a new family, where I think a lot of times we have this in between time where they feel like they're adults, but they're still not quite adults because they're not leaving and cleaving. They're not married. They're just grown up enough to
It's just a
be
number.
on their own. Yeah, it's just a number. So I think we still do have responsibility to them to get them ready to be mature adults, but still speak life into them and care for them, just in a different way, because a lot of parents still want to control what they do, and it's really hard to know you don't have the same control you did when they were little.
Yeah, two things on that. One, the Bible, when you're talking about it was when they were getting married, that's because everything happened much, much earlier. You weren't 30, 40 years old when you were getting married. That wasn't the way it was in those times.
And it was arranged.
Sometimes, not always. But the other side of that, this whole adolescence or young adulthood, whatever you want to call it, I remember in a psychology class I took, it is adolescence. Adolescence is something we've created in the last 50 years. It never was there.
Yeah.
You were a child, you became an adult. This whole in-between thing that we have created is kind of like one of those experiments that have gone wrong, because you've taken those times. There are formative years of childhood into young adulthood, absolutely, but they're formative years, and we've gotten rid of that formative part of it. It's just like this elongated thing in the middle here that, okay, you're a child, you're not quite an adult. Well, you're still not quite an adult. You're not quite, and we just let it. That's why you got 25-year-olds living in their basement and without a job and playing video games all day, or 30-year-olds or 35-year-olds that are doing these things that aren't leaving and cleaving because they're not even meeting people to marry. They're not even looking for any kind of relationship because they're happy being an adolescent forever.
I think that's a whole nother, that's more of a societal thing.
Absolutely.
If you definitely look at the biology of a brain, it doesn't, it's completely mature. It doesn't stop maturing. I was going to say, until I think was it 25 or 26?
Yeah.
So it's still forming. So we definitely still have the ability to influence them. And I think
absolutely.
that we're more influencing by example than we were early on. Although I think kids are always watching us. You know what reminded me? We were watching like a show, and they were talking about kids still living at home, and they were like on the street asking, "Oh, are you still living with your parents?" And some of these people were like in their 30s still living at home, but
yeah, and they've never had a relationship, never like thought, "Oh, maybe I'm going to get a job, maybe I'm going to buy a house, maybe I'm going to get married, maybe I'm going to start my own family." Now, maybe they've done some of those things along the way. Maybe they've had a definitely, they had a job. Well, that didn't work out the way they moved out. Well, that didn't work out. So we moved back and stuff like that. Unfortunately, too many of them have, I had a child, didn't mean to, and either, brought it home for grandma and grandpa to raise or whatever it may be.
And not that that's bad. I definitely think that having your grandparents in your life is a very good influence.
Absolutely. That's who raised me for the most part. And it is. And it wasn't the way it was designed to be, but it was just like they stepped up and did something that others didn't want to do. Or
and if you think
maybe
back, there's so much where it was the family's responsibility to take care of their older generations.
Yes.
They did not put them in like a nursing home or whatever. I mean, that was part of the extended family, and kids grew up seeing that too, which I think is like a completely different culture than now, to sort of see how your family cares for others.
Absolutely. And I think that's a really good part of it too. Like, in the small groups, in the community and stuff like that, you have those people that help speak into not only you, but your kids and stuff like that. They see the things you're doing. They see other families. They see other relationships. They see other married couples. They see people helping people. They see people serving and giving and doing these things. So when we do the small groups, especially the marriage groups, the couples groups that we do, you know, that's something that our girls see. And you know what? It's something that we didn't always have right. For the most part, we didn't have right. And now they're seeing that, you know what? Okay, well, I see a difference in my mom and dad, but I also see these other people coming alongside, and doing it with them. And it's not like this crazy, oh, they go to church. It's not this crazy thing. There's all these other people that do it too. And I think that's good for, especially for your kids to see and those young adult kids to see that, you know, it's not crazy to go to church. It's not crazy to have friends that believe what you believe. And you can have a value. You can have a belief. You don't just have to go along with everything everybody else is doing just because, oh, it's on TV or that's what these people at my work or my whatever are doing doesn't make it right. You don't have to do it because there are people out there living lives the way God intended together and making the right choices, making the moral choices and doing those things. And that's great for your kids to see.
Well, two things about what you said. The first thing I think is that sometimes when you, like when your kids or whoever see people at church, you don't really see them as real people. You just see a glimpse of them. Like, oh, they're this perfect family and they're coming in and they're happy and they're leaving. But then they see us as a hot mess that we are, where we have, you know, good days and bad days and we're just normal people. And when you start doing life with other families and other people who are in the church, you realize, oh, everyone else is just pretty normal too. These Christians aren't these people that are perfect. You know, that everybody's just trying to do the best that they can.
And I think that's really good what you said. And I think that doesn't just go for the kids, because unfortunately with kids today, it's like you're with social media and all that stuff, social media, entertainment, everything like that. You're comparing your life, which can be crazy at times, with someone else's highlight reel.
Yeah.
And that highlight reel is not real. I mean, it's just, you're looking at a little tiny snapshot,
a photograph
of their entire day, week, month, year, whatever it may be. And you're like, oh, I don't have that. Well, they don't either. They have that little tiny, I mean, if you're looking at a picture, that's an instance. If you're watching a video, a reel, something like that, what do you got, 30 seconds, a minute, 5 minutes, 10 minutes max? That's what you're seeing. You're not seeing all the other stuff that goes on in that day, that week, that month, that year. But it adversely affects us and we think, oh, if I had that, if it was this, why can't I? But it's not real.
But doing life together shows you that other people are the same. They're not that different. And some people, I think, miss that a little bit. And especially when they don't want to get involved in the messiness of people's lives, they're going to miss that too. And yeah, it's not just the kids, but there's spouses as well, or someone who says, oh, I don't want to go to that church because everybody's perfect and I'm not perfect, or whatever they're thinking, but they're not. So I think that that's, you know, one thing I was thinking. And then the other thing is it's also really nice to see lots of different generations, because you're learning from, different people, different viewpoints. And I love that we have people in our lives that are way farther ahead than us, and that we're also learning from people who are really new to marriage, but they're doing it completely different than we did it. I mean, we screwed up a lot along the way, so we can learn from that as well. And I think just being open to who God puts in your life, it's just I think it's a huge gift, and we just didn't always have it. So very grateful for everybody in our life group.
And I think that's good what you said. I was actually going to say that you always need the people in front of you and the people behind you, because that's what God designed. You know, there's people who can help you up, give you an example, speak into you, you know, about from experience. And then you need to be doing the same in other people, because people learn from the same things that we learn from our mistakes. We can help people. We can give people hope that, you know what, it might feel really bad. This might be, but you know what, there is a tomorrow. If you're still breathing, God's still got a plan. It doesn't mean it's over.
Oh, sure. Like if you mess up, that's okay.
We all do.
Like we mess up so much.
Absolutely. But, that it is. And that's why the other thing I was thinking when you said that, we have these relationships, we have these people in our lives. Sometimes it's for a season, sometimes it's for a minute, but they're all there by God's design. There is no accident that, oh, you met this person today, or you went to school with this person, or you used to go to church with this person or work with this person or whatever it is. God uses those things all the time. It can be a relationship from 30 years ago. It can be one from 10 years ago. It can be one today that he's going to use in 10 years. But those people are there for a reason.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. So we had White Elephant.
We did.
And what did you give? What was your White Elephant gift? Because I know you are very proud of all of your giftedness that you do.
My giftedness?
Yeah, that you say you do the best Secret Santa gifts. You are stellar at White Elephant. You said everybody wants to get your White Elephant. I mean, because the White Elephant's a game where people bring a gift that supposedly other people will want to steal, because you can go through, you get a number and you can open a gift that you don't know what it is. It's like, what was that game show like? Would you want what you have, or do you want what's behind
what's the curtain
number 2, or what's in box number 3? And you don't really want to go for the big boxes because it's like a rabbit in a hat or something stupid. Like they do all these like fake gifts and then they go wah, wah, wah. So what was your...
we have sound effects today. That's nice.
Well, do you have that sound effect somewhere?
I don't. But for you, because you're funny, Chrissy, tell us a joke.
I have no jokes. Was that funny?
It was funny because you're funny,
all right,
Chrissy.
So what was your White Elephant?
My White Elephant was influenced by many, many commercials.
Marketing.
Very good marketing. I mean, like, I think one of the best marketed products of the year.
Okay.
The Squatty Potty.
Oh, okay. So
I got a Squatty Potty, not just a Squatty Potty. I also got some very nice, bougie, 3-ply, ultra plush toilet paper.
3-ply? We don't even get 3-ply in the bathroom.
3-ply. I mean, this is the bougie stuff. This is like wiping your butt with velvet.
Okay.
I mean, it is. It's the good stuff. And since I know it's going to work so well, you're going to need that 3-ply. I also got a can of Hawaiian Breeze for everybody else.
I don't like tropical scents.
I have seen the Squatty Potty commercial. I know what it's going to do. It's going to be just life-changing for someone. It's actually for Jeff. It will be life-changing for Jeff. Maybe he'll let Alyssa use it. The Squatty Potty.
Okay, all right.
SquattyPotty.com.
You know what is interesting, though? Your gift was not stolen, so I don't know if it was highly coveted or not.
Not like that monkey lamp there on the desk from last year?
Last year's gift was stolen a few times. So
it was.
We had a lot of nice people in this one, and nothing got stolen. You were the only person who stole a gift.
I did, and there was a good reason.
What was the reason?
The only gift left. I was number 8. I was top dog. I was, but the only gift left was yours. And your gift, you are not known for your giftedness.
I gave a great
giftingness.
gift. I gave a great gift.
You did. What did you give, Kristen?
I gave a little couples pack because I knew that everyone so you have to like know your audience, right? Like know your guests. And
everybody could use a Squatty Potty.
At our White Elephant night was a couple. So
a married couple.
Yeah, a married couple. So I gave the married couples gift. So it was a box that had a nice game for couples, and it had a devotional, which had little activities with the devotional book for the couple, and it had 2 pillowcases, one for each person.
Yes.
And on the one side, the pillowcase said tonight, and on the other side, it said not tonight.
What does that mean? Tonight, not tonight, tonight.
Chicka chicka bow wow.
I hate that. I hate that. So, where did you get that great idea for that pillowcase?
Amazon.
Where did you, but what put you to that great idea for that pillowcase?
It probably popped up in my Amazon because someone else on my Amazon had purchased it previously.
And who purchased this?
You bought one, but you didn't buy 2.
And
so
who did I buy it for?
Well, I hope me. I mean, if you bought it for someone else, that would be weird. But I don't know why you didn't buy 2.
Yes, that was a last year gift.
Yeah, so
such a good gift that you gave it this year.
An inspiration.
There you go.
Yeah, it was great.
So speaking of gifts, and it's Christmas in not many days. By
6.
this time next week, Christmas will have been over. We'll be headed towards the new year.
We'll be relaxing in the sweet spot of the year. The sweet spot of the year is the time between Christmas and New Year, when you are just on a high and you do not have the stress of shopping, and you can still enjoy Christmas music and cookies and leftovers and fuzzy blankets and time off and your family. It's the best week of the year.
So, keeping with Christmas, growing up, best Christmas present you ever got?
Probably the Barbie Dream House. It was, or the townhouse. So I got both. I loved my Barbie dolls. And, you know, I didn't think too deep about this question. This was just like a spur of the moment question. Yeah. There were probably other things if I thought deeper, but the dream house was 3 different houses put together. So you could open it up, and there were 6 rooms, and slanted with a roof with sunroof, and it was in a balcony, and it was great. I loved it. It was beautiful, pink. But the townhouse I was in the old bedroom, and I didn't move out of there until my little sister was born. So I must have gotten the townhouse when I was like 4. 4, probably.
1979.
And the townhouse had an elevator. So it was so cool. It was like a very tall for me as a 4-year-old, right? So the elevator was operated by like a string, and you just pulled it, and it was on a pulley system. Probably not very sophisticated, I'm thinking. But and probably not even a pulley. It was probably just a string.
79. That was like state of the art, the dream
great.
Presents.
Yeah. So those were my. Yeah, I liked the houses. Those were great. I played with them for hours and hours and hours and hours. I mean, Barbie dolls. Oh my gosh, I just spent so much time. I still have some of my Barbie dolls. Those were my favorite presents. You?
I can think of 3 really good ones.
Okay, well, you got to just pick one, or maybe
2 are like the same thing.
Okay, yeah. So like I did 2 the same.
83 Honda 110 ATC 3-wheeler.
Okay, I knew you were going to pick that.
86 Honda 125 TRX 4-wheeler. Those were like the best big presents ever. Probably 3-wheeler better than the 4-wheeler. Just because actually Christmas Day 1986 took the 4-wheeler for a ride through the swamp, because that's where I always rode the 3-wheeler, flying through some trees. Learned that the 4-wheeler was wider than the 3-wheeler as I cracked the back fenders on the 4-wheeler. Christmas Day, literally 1 hour old.
Oh my gosh.
Cracked and broke the fenders on the back of the four-wheeler.
So that made like your best Christmas be your absolutely worst Christmas.
No, I
Did it get fixed or?
Yeah, it got fixed, and I still rode it, and it was good. I just had to cut down a tree so that I could go through there.
You cut down a tree?
Yeah,
You were 8.
I was 11. It was a four-wheeler.
What year?
1986.
Oh, I thought you said 83.
No, 83.
Was that the first one? The first one was 83.
Was that the first tree I cut down?
No.
No, I cut down a tree before.
86. Okay, so you were cutting down a tree at 11.
Yeah.
And
Well, I was thinking the other best Christmas present I remember, I was probably 9. I want to say I was probably 9. 84. Yeah, I'd say 9. And it was like one of those Christmas Story things where it was actually at my dad's, opening up presents, and I opened up everything. My dad's like, "Oh, isn't there one more over there?" And I got a new gun. It was a Savage 2220 over under, so rifle shotgun. And I'm pretty sure I was 9. And that was the first shotgun I had. And that was a cool gift.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. So see, logical progression. Get a gun at 9. 11, you're cutting down trees. It's all good.
But the thing that ran into the tree.
Four-wheeler.
Yeah.
It was things I sold, Machine. That's what you city dwellers call them, machines.
Did you I mean, you had to tell like your dad, right?
Yeah.
And was
it was
mad?
pretty obvious. There were big cracks on both.
So did you get in trouble?
I didn't ever really get in trouble at that age, but yeah, he was mad.
But he still fixed it?
My grandmother fixed it.
Your grandmother fixed it?
She paid for it.
She paid for it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
So, yeah. When did you get your first 3-wheeler or 4-wheeler?
Did you buy me one this year?
No.
Then
When did you get your first gun?
I don't own guns.
Oh, remember that great video we have of you when we went to the gun club and we were shooting skeet? And I have this wonderful video. I'll post it.
No, you're not.
It's a
and
wonderful
also,
video.
when you say we, I don't want anyone to think it would be me. I shot the gun one time, and and that was then I retired from shooting.
It was a funny video, that was for sure. So, okay, I'll put you on the spot one more time.
Okay.
Best gift. This is number 25. Actually, number 26. I ever gave you for Christmas.
Okay, so again, just I don't know, but
Good, because I'm thinking. I didn't think through this question before I ask it, so go ahead. Take your time.
But I did like those candles.
Candles.
You bought me I know. I can't think. There's more. There's probably better gifts. I'm sure there's better gifts in. I'm positive there's better gifts, but I just keep thinking about last year. It was last year. You ordered, or maybe the year before. Years go by so quickly. It could be like 5 years ago, but I think
Getting old there.
Yeah, I know. So you got like 20. I don't know. 25, like a ton of candles from Bath and Body Works, which I like their candles. You don't like them. You're a Yankee guy.
No, Yankees.
And you did a really good job with scents because I think I only exchanged like 3. And it was a huge box of just all these candles, and it was so fun to open and go through it. I loved that. But I'm sure there was something better and more meaningful. It's just the first thing that popped in my mind, which is why I said that. Why? What was your best gift that you got from me? And
Best gift I got from you. Oh. 3 years ago.
Okay.
Beasley.
Aw, Beasley.
My dog, my Boston Terrier.
That's a good one.
That's a really good one.
Yeah, that's a good one. That was definitely a Christmas gift.
It was. Went all the way to Indiana to get him.
Want another dog.
Jasonville, Indiana.
Yeah.
Home of Beasley. And corn. That's about it. Nothing else there.
I don't know.
Southwest Indiana. Do not recommend.
Yeah, that's a good one.
So, we just talked about the best gifts we ever got. But it's Christmas. What is the greatest gift?
Jesus.
Absolutely.
100%. And I always think about, people say like, how you look at Jesus and what you think of him through, like what filter you think of him through, what story, and how he appears to you, the lion or the lamb, and he's both.
Yes.
But at Christmas time, we think of him as, oh, this sweet little baby in a manger, but he is not just a sweet little baby. He has all of the love and all of the mercy and all of the power and all of the all in one. And it was a gift from God for him to be here.
With skin on.
That if you think of the all-powerful, here in the beginning, eternal,
I am.
that he became as small as a cell and grew from there and humbled himself. It's just something to really reflect on this time of year if you really just sit there and meditate on it. So I love that. I remember growing up, sitting by the tree with the lights at night, and your house would be silent and there would be snow outside and you'd have a manger, and just listening to the Christmas songs, like the classic just songs about Jesus. So
absolutely. And I think you said that well, that, this God who created it all, who spoke it all into existence, put skin on, came down here, went through absolutely everything we do. All the feelings, emotions, the challenges, and then took all of our sin, all of the crap we've done, we do, and we will ever do, took our punishment, died on a cross, 3 days later, rose again, conquering sin in the grave. And out of love, because he loved us so much, he gave us grace, forgiveness. And that present is great. But if you look at it, how it happened, it wasn't the present, it was the presence. He came down. He was with us. Emmanuel, God with us. His presence is the present. And he's still with us in the Spirit.
And when he left, he said he has to leave so that a greater one can come. And you think, what? Like, it's so mind-blowing. And that's the thing that I just have been meditating on lately, the Holy Spirit, and just really the reality of knowing that all of that power is inside us.
That presence is always with us.
Yes, so good.
Absolutely. So, next week, as we open all the presents, all the junk that literally in our house sometimes takes mere minutes to go through, because these girls can just rip it all up. And then sometimes we sit there and talk and take turns, and sometimes it's kind of a hybrid between the two, so we don't know what it's going to be. But I do know that there's going to be so much stuff that none of us need, because we live in America and we have everything we need. Take time to think about the presence that is with us, because he is with us. Anything else?
We have a special treat coming up.
Yeah?
We have one of the friends that we were talking about from actually our small group, a couple coming on to tell about their story. So that'll be something great that I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, probably in a couple weeks. It'll be on. Maybe next week. It'll probably be the week after when we actually get it together and ready to go. But really a great story of love, grace,
redemption, and healing,
and his presence in their lives.
Mercy, just good stuff.
Absolutely.
Overcoming. Story of overcoming.
Yes, which we all do in some way or form.
Absolutely.
Because if we don't, we wouldn't be here.
Yeah.
Together. On Christmas number 26.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas. Have a great week. We will talk to you next week. That wasn't the right button.
That's funny.